Well, here we go again. Lisa Westgate, how are you, my sister?
So good.
So good. 2022 is all about you. It's about choosing you. Not your husband, not your wife, not your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your kids, or what anyone else thinks about you. We want to give you full permission to make life about you. But it's too tough for a lot of people because that sounds selfish. Lisa, sort this out for us.
Yeah, spot on. So what I'm finding is people are getting to this life stage, depending on when you started partnering and kids, somewhere between 35, if you can hear my kids, but somewhere between 35 and 55, there's this moment of, so I don't have to be who my parents need anymore because I'm not a kid anymore, and I don't need to fit in the cool group at school. And either I'm in a partnership that accepts me for who I am, or they don't care anymore, or I've gone through a separation, I'm on my own again, and I've got to rediscover this. Or my kids have grown up and moved out and they don't need me anymore. And then we sort of sit back and go, who the am I?
Yeah.
Who am I now? What do I like? All my reference points for what I like to do, right? When I want to hang out and do stuff at 20 years old, right? The last time I hung out and did whatever the hell I wanted to do, I was in my 20s. Do we even like those things anymore? Used to go to live music heaps. Now I think it's too noisy, right? So shit changes between 20s and 40s. So, but it's almost as if we've blinkered ourselves to part of our own growth and evolution because we've been so busy being who we need to be or who we think we need to be for everyone else and giving to them. And that includes workplaces, organizations, right? All that stuff as well. So you've been who you need to be for all those environments. And then we sort of emerge out of this like, I don't know who I am. I don't know what I like doing. I don't know what's important to me. I don't know what I believe in.
And so you and I have gone from trauma transition to evolution because we're now choosing. We're choosing ourselves. And being selfish to yourself is a critical requirement of survival and being a human being so that you can then, look after your family and your tribe and everything else. Where is the pressure that's stopping people understanding that they still have the power to choose? Do they get sucked into I don't have the power to choose my job, Dion, so I don't have enough money to pay the mortgage? Or for the people you work with, is it something inside them? External, internal? What's your take?
We're very safety-driven creatures, and anything that puts safety at risk is inherently risky, right? Anything outside of familiar and comfortable is by definition uncomfortable.
Yep.
It has to be. So there is a drive to play it safe, right? To stay in environments. And that's why I don't talk about the comfort zone. I talk about the familiar zone because people will stay there even if it's uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Right? Because it's
or unsafe.
Yeah, but it's familiar.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the power of that can't be understated. So there are significant external and internal hurdles to choosing evolution. You and I, like I said, we've been through it and we've guided people through it. And one of the things I talk about is that there will be people that fall away, right? As you go, to use a tired old cliche, as you go from caterpillar to butterfly, there's going to be people or caterpillars that are not cool with the fact that you've got wings and you've changed now, right?
And you can fly and they can't.
Yeah, and they got all their own stuff around that. So there's always going to be people that, through this evolutionary process of taking off those layers of responsibility and expectation and what you think you need to be for other people. And as you peel that away and uncover your inner essence and what makes you magic and what I call my inner unicorn, right? It's whatever your magical you-ness is, that uniqueness. There's going to be people that are not cool with that. Right? Yeah. On the other hand, you're going to have people that love that like, oh my God, you know, I love watching your growth. I love watching you transition. I love watching you become happier with you. And you will have supporters, but then there will also be people that are not comfortable with that. And that's because everyone has a version of you in their head, right? Yeah. So I've got a version of Dion in my head. And I know what my version of Dion will probably say, how he'll probably act, what advice he'll probably give me, right? And so our dynamic as two people is actually based on my version of you in my head and your version of me in your head. Like, we know each other well enough now, and it's same with family or friends, is that we kind of know what they'll probably say or how they'll probably react to something, right? When you evolve, you the dynamic, right?
You screw the pooch.
The other person goes, whoa, you're no longer who I thought you were, right? Yeah. And they might say that to you, right?
You've changed, mate.
You're not who I thought you were. And you're like, yep, correct, because you've shifted and evolved beyond their internal representation of you. Yep. And that throws them for six. They don't know what to do, right? Because now you're unpredictable. And now you say no. And now you have boundaries. And now you're this, right? So, of course, there's going to be a level of discomfort in this person because you've changed, right? You've shifted, you've evolved. What's really important, if I could give you one message, is that's not your responsibility.
Correct.
Right? Their discomfort with your evolution is not your responsibility. For anyone that's, I don't know, following me on socials or has watched what I'm about, you know, you'll hear me talking about giving 0 Fs. And it's not a philosophy of give 0 Fs and F everybody else.
Yep.
It's about giving significantly fewer Fs, right? That's really what it's about, is tightening that circle and going, who really matters, and flipping it around to, I'm now in charge of who gets my time and who gets my energy. And that's up to me to dole out once I have determined that it's my choice to give you my time or my energy, right? Rather than everybody who wants a piece just picking a piece, right? Yeah. And then I'm tired, I've got no time for myself, I'm exhausted, right? Well, hang on a minute, what's going on?
Everyone's plugged their bloody jumper leads into
everyone
and sucking all your juice off.
Wants a bit takes a bite, and then you're lying there like, oh, well, you know, my life is so hectic. It's like, how often do you say no? And they're like, what do you mean? Right? So it's about flipping that around and reclaiming that power. You can do that in ways that take into consideration those people that really matter around you, right? So yes, I make accommodations to my philosophy to accommodate my kids and my family and my parents and, you know, circumstances that occur. You've got to be flexible. I don't really make accommodations for some random guy in Lithuania or on Facebook who's got an opinion about how I wear my hair, right? For him, he gets 0 Fs, right? That's what it's about. It's about choosing who gets that enough of you, who gets those bits of you, and who doesn't.